Put some seeds in the ground, see what that would get us. I'm trying to grow 100 heads of butter lettuce. Butterlake Farm. Urban garden, Butterlake Farm. Growing food, Butterlake Farm. Seeds, dirt, and water, sunshine makes it feel good. Hi guys, it's been a while. Butterlake Farms, April 12th. I'm actually just here to drop off some compost. I actually used the compost in my compost tumbler to fill and mix and create my own soil in the tomato bed, what's going to be the bed for tomatoes. So we have 3 beds. 2 of them I didn't place very well. So we'll deal with that as the year goes around. All right. Security's pretty tight here at Butterlake. That's sarcasm. Everybody loves sarcasm, don't they? Yeah. All right, so look at that. That is the tomato bed. I was filling with my compost from the tumbler. And I have basil and kale that are going to go in between 2 rows of what will be Super Sweet 100 and Sun Gold Cherry tomatoes. This is something I found in my compost from home. I think I'm going to stick it in the ground and see what happens. This is one of the scavenged beds. I've planted some kale and then I broadcasted a whole bunch of seeds over here just to see what we get. Because of the positioning, it's going to be difficult to get at the fence side of the raised bed. I'm focusing on the cut and come agains at the front so I can get at them. Celery planted. I called in a salad, a homemade salad for a meal today. So I'm going to harvest some kale and basil to put in my salad. Really gives it a fresh taste, and kale is super nutritious, so I'll show you what I'm going to harvest. Okay, there's a kale. Oh, there's the celery that I just planted. That's a basil. He's supposed to protect this tomato plant that my buddy Ian gave me. And there's another kale. I actually had the kale growing in some of my little cloth pots, like these little guys that my sister gave me, and I just transplanted the rest of them, and they seem to be ready to harvest, so let's do it. I am really not enjoying the smell of the basil that I harvested. It has like a vanilla smell to it. If any of you have any suggestions or comments about why that is and how to avoid it, I would sure appreciate it, because I don't like the smell of the basil. It doesn't have that fresh, restaurant-y type classification, class uppy. Really ups the game when people put basil in their salads. But this smell is kind of vanilla and I don't enjoy it. So I'm a little disappointed. That's a wrap for Butterlake, April 12th. I got my empty compost bin, the home compost bin, and I like to fill it up with the vegetables. Seems to mostly be celery leaves and carrot peels, but as long as it's vegetable and oil-free, I'm willing to try it. Although I haven't put any lemon peels in it. I kind of shy away from those. And I did put in, I planted a celery stalk, like the bottom of a celery that you don't typically eat. I planted that. I heard something that it might regrow. So it's an experiment here at Butterlake. And like I say, if you happen upon this channel and have any tips about why basil smells like vanilla and how to avoid that, I'd sure appreciate it. Butterlake Farms, April 14th. It rained yesterday and Sunday. So 2 days in a row we had rain. I just want to see how much water is collecting in the bottom of my trays, because I think that might not be a really good thing. I mean, you got to have water on the hot days so that the plants can drink, but I'm not sure how much is too much. So let's take a look. I got an answer on the basil, and the answer was that you need to take the baby leaves to avoid the vanilla flavor that my plants seem to be giving me. See, on the top, when they start to flower, even just the most little bit, then the flavor goes to something that I don't enjoy. This is what I'm talking about. Look at how much water is at the bottom of these trays in my transplants. I'm not sure. I don't think that's good for the plants. So I'm going to empty those, and yeah, look how full everything is. Can you see that? I hope so. It's difficult. I'm in the sun, so it's difficult to see. And the tops seem to be dry. So who knows what the fuck I'm doing. Butterlake Farms, April 21st. I'm here watering. I got a friend over on the other side, Roland. He has a really big plot, and he's growing tomatoes after tomatoes. Got some eggplants and some, I forget what else, maybe zucchini, but they're getting eaten. All the gardeners here seem to have a similar complaint about pests eating their plants, and that's just the way it is here at Sepulveda Garden Center. The pests get their share. So we'll see what we can do about them. I am watering and watering and watering. I'm gonna do extra water today. Not sure. I think I'm gonna take some of the seedlings and put those in the cloth pots that Sandra gave me and see how they do compared to the solo cups and the coco coir cups. I don't think they need to go, the tomatoes I don't think need to go in the ground just yet. It is April, and what James Prigioni from Jersey has to say is that it's better to be too late than too early in planting your tomatoes. So yeah, let's see what we can do. It's the San Fernando Valley here in Los Angeles, so the heat gets pretty extreme in the summer. So we've got the shade cloth up. We'll see what we can do. And I like let me give you a shot of the shade cloth and what we're doing. Okay, so here's the shade cloth. You see I got the black shade cloth. And then I've layered on this yellow shade cloth from the door all the way to my patio space. See the bricks or the pavers? That's going to be my patio space. So I'm having it's going to be pretty dark over the area for relaxation and seating. But then this side of the garden is going to be in full sun most of the time. And this is where I have plants that are pretty robust for it. I heard eggplants. You can't really see them, but eggplants are on this side. I got some carrots and tomato seedlings, some cucumbers. So we'll see. It's all a fun experiment. Point of view, watering my tomato bed. Although I think this tomato bed may end up being a little too shallow. And under it, I've placed hardware cloth to keep out the burrowing pests. And then on top of that, a couple layers of cardboard, which I'm hoping before the tomatoes go in the ground, I'm hoping that those cardboard deteriorate to hopefully become food for beneficial guys in the soil, worms and stuff. So we'll see. The basil and kale seem to be thriving, although I'm not liking the basil flavoring. So you gotta work with that. Ooh, tomatoes. Not sure what these are. My friend Ian gave them to me. And I've been trying to do that thing where you only have one stalk. So I've been cutting off all of the things. Then we got some beans or something, these viners here. I want to train him to climb that guy. That looks like a cucumber right there. Or maybe a squash. I'm worried about this bed because I removed the insect netting. And we can see that this kale plant, I'm sorry, this is not kale. We can see that this basil has been devoured by somebody. And here are the tomato seedlings. These are either Sun Gold Cherry or Super Sweet 100. These are the transplants. These are the mini cells. It's April 21st. I haven't been here in 2 days. They typically do a mass watering on Monday, which was yesterday. But it looks like these plants could use a little drink, so I'm going to do that today.